Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to learn more of chapter number 3rd, that is Introduction to MSSS. So students, in my second video we are going to cover these topics, that is creating a table using design view option, adding input marks to a field, adding validation rule and validation text to a field, adding a default value to a field, adding a caption to a field, modifying the required property of a field. One by one we are going to learn all this topic. Okay students, now we are going to learn how to create a table using the design view option. Actually, in design view we used to create the structure of the database and then enter the data using the datasheet view. Now let's have a look how we can be able to create a table in design view. Here are the steps. Click on the create tab on the ribbon, click on the table design option under the table group, the design view under table tool tab open. It consists of two sections. First, field grid pane, where you need to enter the field name and specify the data type, and you can write the description, that is optional. And in the field property pane you can modify the default property of a given field. Suppose the first field you have chosen as a student name, then in the property pane you can be able to set the field size, that is by default it is given 255. You can be able to change it to 4 or whatever the required size. In step 4, enter the following field name under field name column and their data type under data type column. Next step, for example, member ID denoted as a text, member name data type can be denoted as a text, member gender, the text data type can be denoted. Actually, the text data type will appear by default under the data type column of a field. You can be able to select whatever the data type is required according to the field name. In the next step, just for example, type the next field name as member date of birth. In short, we have written MDOB, and select the data type as date and time from the list. In 7th step, next field, that is member annual fee, we have selected a data type as currency. Okay, now we are going to understand how we are going to add a simple primary key to the table. But before, let us understand what is the primary key. A primary key is a key that uniquely identify each record in a table. Let's have a look the steps how we can make any field as a primary key. Suppose in my example I have selected member ID as the primary key. So here are the steps. Click on the member ID field under the field name column. Click on the primary key button in the tools group under the design tab. The icon of a key will get placed on the left of the field name to indicate it as the primary key of the table. Finally, save the table by type the table name, suppose as members in my example. Click OK to save it. Friends, now we are going to understand how we can modify the field size of any field of any table. In my example, I have selected member ID of member table. Let's have a look what are the steps we have to follow. Open the members table in the design view. Click on the member ID field. Next, under the general property tab, delete the existing field size value of 255, which is by default denoted. Next, retype the field size as 4. I have taken 4 because here in my example I have taken the value as M M001, M002, etc., for which I required the 4 character. Now at last save the change and close the table. Now students, next topic is to modify the format of the data in a field in the design view. Let's have a look how we are going to do this. In my example, I have selected member DOB field for getting this format. Now the first step is that open the members table in the design view. You can take any table, click on the MDOB field as shown in the figure. Now in the general property tab, click on the list box beside the format property. As you can see in the figure, select the medium date format for the option shown in the list. Next, save the changes by pressing the save button on the quick access toolbar and close the table. Okay students, now we are going to understand how we can maintain the correctness of the data entry. For this, we need to understand the input marks. Now, how we can add the input marks in a field? First of all, we will try to understand what it is. The input marks property of a field is used to check the pattern of the data that the user can enter in a given field. It ensures correct data entry. Now before we go further, first here some standard symbols available in the access to create the input marks we will try to understand. Symbol 0, that is required digit from 0 to 9. For an example, if I have denoted the 40 and you have entered the value as 1253 or you have entered the 25, it will allow only the digit containing the 4 digit. Just for example, 1253, it will not allow 25 because here in an example format you have denoted the 40. 9, that is the optional digit or space. Just for example, by default 9999 you have denoted. You can be able to take any entry, either it can be of the 4 digit or either it can be less than 4 digit also, which is allowed. Now L, that is required the letter from A to Z. Just for example, here LL00L we have denoted. What it mean? Here it mean the user must enter 3 alphabets and 2 digits. Just for example, if we have entered WB12E and you have entered W12E, it will not allow W12E as it is not following the format, that is LL00L. Question mark option, that is optional letter from A to Z. You can be able to write any of the entry. Just for example, it is denoted Jan, June, July. I mean to say here the less than 4 letters also can be accepted. Greater than, that is used to convert whatever you have written in the capital letter. Smaller than, that is used to convert whatever letter you have written in a small letter. Front slash, that is used to denote display the characters that automatically follow. Just for example, here we have denoted a format /M000. So if the user by default enter 204, it will include the M in it. Next is braces, different placeholder or literals character. Just for example, you have seen for putting the phone number, there is the area code you have to denote. So in that way the user can be able to enter. Just for example, 000 in the braces, after that dash, and the format we have denoted. So the user, when it entered in the regular format, it can use to convert it into the format that you have denoted in an example. Okay students, as you have understand the standard symbols that we are used for making the input marks. Now let's have a look how we are going to apply an input marks for a given field. Just for example, I have selected the member ID field to input data, for an example M001 or M002, etc. Let's have a look how we are going to do this. Open the members table in the design view. Now click on the member ID field. In the field property section under the general tab, click on the text box provided at the right of the input marks property. Next, in this example, apply the marks /M000. From the above table, it can be seen that the marks will automatically put a fixed character M at the beginning of the field value, and after that it will wait for 3 digits. In case the proper number and type of the characters and digits are not entered during data entry, Access will show an error message. Now next is save the changes and close the table. Okay students, now we are going to understand about the validation rule and validation text, how we can apply to any field of any table. Before we proceed, let's understand the validation rule and then validation text. The validation rule is used to validate the information the user enters, that is to check if the value entered by the user is a valid value or within a given range of the value. Just for example, if a examination of 100 marks and the user have to enter a marks between 0 and 100, so here we can be able to check the value entered that is in between 0 or 100. If it is not entered, then it will generate some message. Now the above table shows how to write some standard condition under the validation rule property. Let's have a look. Just for example, a rule given greater than equal to 10. What it mean? It mean entry is greater than or equal to 10. Suppose if the entry is less than 10, then we have to denote less than 10. If it is not equal to 0, then we have to denote the greater than less than sign, that is the not equal to sign, then 0. In this way we can be able to understand all this. Now we will try to understand about the validation text property. As I have said, if the user have entered a wrong or invalid entry, then how it can be shown to the user that the entry is invalid. For that we are using the validation text property. As it is said, it is used to set the message that appear if the validation rule is not followed while entering the data. Now we'll try to understand how we'll do this. For this, suppose in my example, I'll select the member table. In that I have selected the member gender, that is the data type we have selected as a text. Then how if any user has entered the value, that is I want the value to be entered either M, that is for male, and F for female. If the user enter other than male or female, then it will show the message. Let's have a look what we will do, how we will do this. Now for that we have to click on the M gender field, then we go to the field property section under the general tab, and we have to click on the text box on the right of the validation rule property. Now in the condition, type as M or F for the validation rule, and inside the validation text type the message, that is enter either M or F. In case some enters anything other than M or F for the M gender field, this validation text will get displayed. Last, save the changes and close the table. Now we are trying to understand about how to add a caption to a field. Actually, we'll try to understand first of all what it is. The text type in the caption property of a field will appear as a label for the field when a form is created using the table. In its absence, the field name is displayed as a label in the form table in the database view. Now let's have a look how we will do this. First of all, open the member table in the design view. Click on the member ID field. In the field property section under the general tab, on the right of the caption property, type the caption as MEMBER ID and save the changes. You can be able to see in the datasheet view whatever the changes has been affected as a heading. Okay, let us learn the last topic of the video, that is modifying the required property of a field and entering data in the table in the design view. First of all, try to understand about the required property, what it is. The required property is used to make the data for a given field as compulsory. When this property is turned yes, the user must enter some value in this field. If the property is equal to no, then the field value is optional. Just for example, we'll try to understand how we are going to do this. First of all, you have to click the table in the design view, then click on the field which you want to make it for the required property. In my example, I have selected as a member name, which is compulsory. If the user will not enter the name, then it will not create the data properly. First of all, in the field property section under the general tab, click on the text box at the right of the required property. Click on the drop down list arrowhead and select the yes option from the list. Then save the change and close the table. And afterward, when you run this caption, you can find that if you cannot be put particular data in it, it will not allow you to move further. Now the last topic that we try to understand, that is how we are going to enter data in a table in a design view. For doing that, here are the steps we have to follow. In my example, I have selected the member table in which I am going to add the value in the field. First of all, you have to double click on the table. Just for example, members table name. From the navigation pane, the members table open in the datasheet view. Click on the first cell under member ID and type in the value. Press the tab key to move to the next cell toward the right. Repeat the process for each field in the table for a given record. That's all for today in this video. In the next video, we are again going to discuss some more topics related to MSSS. Till then, stay safe, keep learning.